Those voodoo eggs.
Right. I used to eat like 4 eggs every single day. And that was just because it was a quality source of protein and I had time to get it in. Now I eat 4 eggs like a couple of days a week, probably because I have time then, and in other times I just have a protein shake.
I have between 1 to 2 eggs most days, depending on like using it in certain recipes or but yeah, I used to do a lot more because especially like when you're on a budget too, eggs are always a great source of unsaturated fat and protein. It's perfect.
Yeah. We did a we participated in a study once that suggested having an egg with your salad will help you absorb more of the nutrients out of the salad. So
Well, that
adding
works
a
out well. That works out well because I really love eggs in my salad. So
yeah,
perfect.
adding a hard boiled egg to your salad can help you increase the absorption of those nutrients. So that would be one of those biohacks that I saw that was not true.
So one that I think's like conditional, like you were talking about earlier, is cryotherapy. I saw that come up in a lot of different articles that I saw because I haven't done it in a while. So a lot of this is anecdotal for me. I loved it when I was doing it because, like we talked about before, we put our bodies through a lot with our different various physical activities and professional wrestling, and it was great to alleviate some inflammation for a very short amount of time in my body. The biohack that they would often tell me anytime I would go to a different cryotherapy place was that I was going to start, the recovery because I was at such a low body temperature for those 3 minutes as I was in the cryotherapy chamber that my body was going to have to burn like I think it was up to 1,000 calories to warm myself back up. There's no literature out there suggesting it was literally just like, hey, I feel a little bit better. My joints don't hurt so much. I can push myself a little bit better in the gym for the next couple of days. That was the great thing. That was the biohack. It wasn't, oh no, all of a sudden I'm burning 2 pounds of body fat in like the next couple of days.
Yeah, that would be impressive. I recently flagged a Instagram post as uh, dangerous for bad health information. Had a similar claim. Where it's like this will cause it. Like no, no, that's uh, the maybe the thought there is that calorie is a measure of energy. Specifically, 1 calorie is the amount of energy that is necessary to increase 1 cubic centimeter of water by 1 degree. So maybe they're trying to extrapolate to say that increasing your body temperature, but it doesn't work that way. It's a curve.
Right,
It's not a
right.
straight line. So
Anyway, and everybody wants stuff on a straight line. Like I always love that working with weight loss clients, the weight loss clients I work with outside of franchise nutrition and fitness. They're like, I gained a half a pound over the last day. Okay, I don't care. Like
yeah,
I really don't care. Tell me let's do the weekly averages and go from there. Like, yeah, nothing is ever going to be this linear thing. So yeah,
yeah.
it's
I might actually
insane.
be excited if you gained a half a pound in a day. That might mean that you worked out and you're holding on to some extra fluid and you're
Right.
getting all the nutrients in there to your muscles, and you're going to be able to work out just as hard as you did today, tomorrow. So maybe that's good. Chances are that it's going to even out across the week, like Matt said. You're
Right.
going to get
Like
those averages.
yeah, there could be a number of different things too that are negative or neutral. Oh no, you didn't poop as much this morning. All right. Oh no, you had more salt yesterday. Oh no, like you drink more water. Yeah, it's crazy. It's hormonal factors. Oh, it's your time of the month. You went up a couple of pounds. Like I would have never guessed.
Right. Interesting thing that I saw also in the biohacking realm is on nitric oxide. So when I can remember, it was around the time that we started wrestling more routinely. I like when we weren't just going to training, like when I was going with you and we were like tagging. So this is would be back in like 2005 or six, somewhere in there.
We're
Um,
buying Explode.
Yes.
As soon as you said nitric oxide, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna talk Arginine. All right, we're gonna talk nitric oxide boosters." He's gonna say it.
Yeah, yeah, explode. It was the. I'm sure that it was probably not good for me, but the original formulation was the best. But probably
Yeah,
was not. But
I remember. I can't remember why you gave it to me, but you gave like, did it cause some adverse something with you? You gave me a half a bottle of NO Explode.
yeah, I went to see a doctor and I was like shaky.
Oh yeah, and you were like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, dude!"
Yeah, yeah. It's like something like I was like jittery. I was like, I don't know what's going on. This is not good. But it's probably because my heart rate was like through the roof. And they said the same thing, like, "Are you taking anything?" I was like, "Yeah, I might take something." It's just solely legal at that time. But they changed the formulation. So arginine probably actually doesn't do anything for increasing the nitric
Oh,
oxide in your blood.
that's interesting because I've always heard that, yeah, and I think this is, the idea behind NO Explode or any other pre-workout on top of the copious amounts of caffeine was that it's a vasodilator. So therefore, your blood vessels are expanding, you're getting more blood, so you're pumping more nitric oxide and the nutrients and just all this stuff to the working muscles. So you're saying there's research out there that says that's not true.
Right. That actually probably doesn't do all those things, at least in the form that you can take it as a supplement. Right. Your body, you can get it from food sources. And the problem is that the concentration wouldn't be high enough to cause that vasodilation action. And the form that you can get it in, like a capsule from your local supplement store, is not that same form. So it's not as bioavailable. And so you can't, it's not going to generate that same vasodilation that you would expect it to have. So they
That's
extrapolate
interesting.
to create that. Yeah. So I was kind of surprised. I thought, oh, because similarly, I was like, yeah, man, I totally took that. But it's
Yeah.
probably the volume of caffeine at such a concentrated
Right.
source. Maybe that plus that, and that was the delivery mechanism. I don't know. I'd have to go back and dig
Because
through
because
all those
that's
things.
still very much a huge part of any sort of pre-workout supplement now. Like, it's mostly caffeine, and that's why people are taking it to kind of get amped up. But yeah, like arginine's what kind of the one main things in there. It's like, oh, it's the delivery system of getting the nutrients to your working muscles quicker before the workout.
Yeah. And then the nitric oxide content of a lot of things is really difficult to um, assay is the word, but it's really difficult to figure out specifically how much is in there. And so when they say it has X number of it, it's an estimation. It's not actually, because supplements aren't regulated in the United States. So it's not actual when it says it's got X number of micrograms of nitric oxide in it.
You just got to
It's
cross your fingers and hope. That's
yeah, it's an estimation of that number. There is a website. Um, I'll link it in the show notes. But the guy that runs that website tests things, and one of the things that he tested was beets, and because they use beets to make nitrous oxide supplements, and the beets that they use are often discarded ones, and so they don't actually have enough in it to make enough nitric oxide. Like when you test them through the
oh,
system,
that's intriguing. I had never heard that. It's awesome.
so yeah, I was like, oh, wow, interesting. So maybe you're getting a placebo effect. Maybe don't ever doubt the placebo effect. There's plenty of things that studies that suggest that the placebo effect has a lot of potential.
Absolutely.
If you think you can, you can. If you don't think you
No, yeah.
can, you can't.
Power of the mind's a wonderful thing.
Right. So I would say that's a biohack that people should be, believe in yourself. Like contact us at franchisenf.com. We will also support you in your goals and help show you that yes, you can do all those things because you need the support system that also believes in you. Like what we do through this company here, it's me and Matt supporting each other, but it's also the family and friends that we have around us that also support us in this endeavor. So we couldn't be successful and believe this is going to be successful without those people also believing in us. Right. So that's part of it. It takes
So
a community.
I think that the lesson there is like it's a like a Hallmark movie or a Disney movie. Like the biohack was within you all this time. Like,
It was always there.
the greatest
Always
biohack
inside
is
of you.
the friends we made along the way. That's
Right.
it's
But speaking of things that are always in you and the friends that you make along the way, your gut microbiome has a large impact on you and your outside, everything that happens with you. So what have you how far have you gotten in the book?
I got through most of that section. Yeah, like that was very intriguing with like yeah the differentiation of different people's gut microbiomes and how it's different from elite athletes to the average individual.
Right. So what did you take from that that could be a biohack for the audience?
Ooh, ooh, why did I think that it could be a biohack? That's a fantastic question. Like, I mean, obviously, like, I think it's kind of one of the main things that we hear through general populations eating a little bit more unprocessed foods because they talked about like a lot of the, standard American diet processed foods like go figure, make that our gut microbiomes very similar. So to have a little more fresh fruits and vegetables. I don't know where I've heard that before. Like,
Who would have thought, how many you need? 2 fruits a day, 3 vegetables a day. It's really not super complicated. But the variety of fruits and vegetables can sometimes be hard to get and hard for people to be able to like taste. There's differences in there. Um, like if you have a bad piece of fruit or vegetable, then your mind is going to think like associate that with that food. And so it's going to take you having to try that food X number of times again to get that out and be like, oh, it's actually not bad.
yeah, that's always yeah a fun little self-protecting, self-preservation thing that your mind does. Like if you ever get sick, it may not have been that actual food that made you sick, but it can take you forever and ever and ever to be able to eat that again. If ever. Like I know there's some stuff that I know some people that can't eat again because they got sick. For me, like when I was a kid, I remember I ate potato salad on Christmas Eve and got a stomach virus and like was throwing up all Christmas Day. It wasn't the potato salad; it was a stomach virus. But like my mind associated potato salad with it, so took me years before I could ever eat potato salad again.
Yeah, our oldest son got some GI bug, and we had chicken pot pie, so he won't ever eat chicken pot pie currently. But probably sometime later in his life he'll get over it and eat it again. But
Yeah,
maybe not.
I could get over it pretty quick for chicken pot pie. I want to get chicken pot pie right now. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's just like man, bummer. We're also gonna have chicken pot pie. Just you're not gonna eat today. Let's get
Hey, easy way to get your veggies in with chicken pot pie. There you go.
definitely, definitely. Um, but yeah, so my wife is a dietitian, and when she was uh, pursuing a PhD at Purdue, there was a guy that did a grand rounds talk on your gut microbiome, and so the research is still coming out on this. Like we still don't even know everything that it could do, like how you can affect it, and all the nuances and pieces that are in there. But what his research that he was working on, he had people, um, he measured their microbiota in their gut, so like through a stool sample, and had these numbers of all these things, and they recorded what they ate. And so he had people that ate, you know, lots of highly processed things and not very many fruits and vegetables. Had all of them lined up, and then he had them wash out and start eating fruits and vegetables, and it completely changed inside of a month. So just like 30 days of altering what you eat, trying to
And
focus
that's such a
more.
relatively short time window. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, and he said the difference also appeared in their skin, their moods, their talking to people, their interactions with other people, how they felt during the day had all improved and changed versus their original questionnaires that they had at the beginning. So, and that's That was 2014, right? So that's like 7 years ago that they're, yeah.
No,
So they're
oh,
3 plus 6, 10 years ago almost. So they're trying to figure it
like
out.
what year is it? Yeah,
I was like, what years? What year? What year?
what
uh,
day is it? The date, the year.
no
Yes.
year. Oh man, classic, classic. But yeah, I would definitely say that is a biohack for people out there. I know we said it all the time, but if you are still one of those people that is having a hard time working 2 fruits and 3 servings of vegetables into your daily routine, sign up for your free meet and greet at franchisenf.com. We'll help you get there. It's going to
We
change
we
your
can
life.
we can come up with some hacks for you to be able to get those in.
Yeah, definitely. Um, the I had one more written down here, and it was, oh, it's cardiovascular fitness. Right. So, um, walking, just getting in a
Oh,
walk.
you're about to steal the one I was going to talk about,
Oh
I
no, no,
think.
no! You can do it. You can do it. Go ahead.
Well, no,
Tell me.
I think you're because we've talked about it before. It's one we've discussed before, right? Like the walking after meals.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before.
So
Is that written down?
just a 10 to 15 minute walk after 2 meals a day. Boom. Go ahead. You got it pulled up right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no.
Tell me all the
I
go
just
ahead,
had the
tell me all
bullet
the
point written down. I didn't have all the. I said like talk. Make sure you just mention the walking, just because I I'm always amazed at the amount of time that we spend not moving in a day. And a lot of these biohacks that people are like biohack, whatever. It's like think about your ancestors. But it's also they all died in their like 40s. So
I know, I love like a caveman diet where they live to be 20. It's like great. I want to be a
yeah,
caveman. Sweet.
yeah. Which on that there's they're like, oh, they did all these things, they did all these miles, but a lot of those tribes actually just stop wherever they killed something. They stay there for X number of time until they consume all the food they consume, and then they move to another location. But anyways, the amount of time that we spend sitting down in our culture today and not moving includes most people's jobs. A lot of people don't have laborious jobs where they're on their feet and moving around and walking around a lot. I'm not saying that there aren't people that are like that, but most people don't.
Right. Like, I mean,
And
yeah, a lot of people are like in this day and age, especially, are doing this right now. This is how I spend my entire day. It's like,
right,
yes, I'm talking into a
sitting,
computer. It's great. Yeah.
yeah, and or you're like the number of people that are out there that are drivers of some kind, where you're sitting driving. If you are like me and you don't work from home currently, you have to drive to your job to then go sit at your job and then drive back home from your job. I mentioned it as somebody that sitting is the new smoking, and then it became their like blog title that no, sitting is not the new smoking. And I was like, I don't think it translated to what I was saying. I wasn't saying that the they're like there's no studies that support that sitting is like, well, that's I'm not saying that sitting is going to cause you to have lung cancer. I'm saying that sitting for long periods of time can be very detrimental to your health.
It's the new easy thing that everybody does that, yeah, that's not good for you. Like, that's not.
That's not exactly what I meant. But
I
the
don't want your secondhand sitting, Ryan. Don't you give me your secondhand sitting.
well, that would be like if you came over to our house to watch like game or something. We'd
And
probably sit
you're
down.
like, no, you have to sit down for the next 3 hours. I'm like, but
Sit
I
here.
want to move. I want to walk. I want to go walk for 15 minutes after dinner because I read research that this is really good for me. You're like, no, shit.
Yeah, don't worry, halftime will come. We're gonna sit until halftime, and then, but yes, the 10 to 15 minute walks, just a couple a day, especially within 45 minutes of a meal, are going to help you out a lot with helping get that food moving through your system, helping with your blood sugar regulation, which goes back to the first thing that we talked about with your sleep. Also, if you had fruits and vegetables at a meal, that's going to help your gut microbiome. So that's also going to help with moving that stuff around through your system. See, every hack that we've mentioned through these biohack, half truths all work together. It's all in a system that we can help you put together at franchisingf.com.
Yeah, and it all boils down to things you ultimately have control over, that you can control the amount of activity you can get. You control what food you're putting in your body. And if you're having difficulty with that right now, you're not alone, but we're more than happy to help you with that. So like we would very much love to have you on as a client for Franchise Nutrition Fitness.
Yeah. Sign up for your free meet and greet today. Like we say every week, maximize every bite.
Maximize every rep.